So this is Ralph Kauzlarich. So Ralph Kauzlarich.
A great big 6'6" country boy from North Florida got blown out of the left rear seat. Joe lost both of his legs above the knee. We'll talk about Duncan later. That was 4 September. On 22 September, after I just got done briefing General Petraeus, my whole battalion, the task force, was on a high because we just briefed the big boss, and it went very, very well. As we walked out of our headquarters, just across Route Pluto, we heard an explosion. Plume of smoke, and we knew something bad had just happened. Joshua Reeves from Watkinsville, Georgia, had just been wounded. Now Joshua, just 4 hours earlier, saw pictures of his newborn son. So he went on mission, at least having seen his son. We rushed him to our medical facility.
So that's some of Ralph Kauzlarich's speech. This is the man that was overseeing. The buck stops with him with Pat Tillman and the collateral damage video. So you have Julian Assange, who's being extradited to the United States because the U.S. government doesn't really give a shit about the First Amendment what's so goddamn motherfucking ever. So you have goddamn, this extradition happening. Meanwhile, the whole collateral damage video, we don't have the entire story. All we have is, the sounds of the men who's killing a bunch of innocent people. 9 Iraqis got killed, 2 Reuters journalists, and 2 children were injured. This is July 12th, 2007. This is Bradley Chelsea Manning. This is WikiLeaks. This is, Glenn Greenwald. In spite of Santa being fictional, he's still better than Biden and the Democrats when it comes to delivering. That's Henry Joe Manchin killing Build Back Better, but that's a Francesca Fiorentini joke. So I read, on Wikipedia, I've read some. Nobody is talking about the murderers. Nobody's talking about the Apache helicopter killers. They murdered people. And we're talking about the guy that told the world that murder happened. So this is what America's doing now. America's going to kill the messenger. That's what we're doing now. We're killing the messenger. So this is Ralph Kauzlarich. You're listening to him speak on and on about, all the great successes he was having. It's a Memorial Day speech. But Pat Tillman, when Pat Tillman was killed, he said because Pat Tillman's parents were atheists, Pat Tillman didn't go to heaven. He didn't go to a better place. So maybe because of their lack of religious beliefs is why they can't let their son go. Pat Tillman, he was had $1 billion contract, went to fight Iraq, into the Iraq war because his president told him it was a good fight, and got killed by friendly fire. And so, what a fucking piece of shit. This goddamn Ralph Kauzlarich, right? He wants to say they just won't let it go. If you're a Christian and they get killed, then they went to heaven. They went to a better place. So what a fucking psycho. He's like, but if you're an atheist, then I guess shit, you just lost your son forever and ever. I can't understand how that must feel. The reality of the fucking situation. Pat Tillman was a, great American patriot, goes to Iraq, gets shot in the head by a U.S. soldier. This was the commander at the time. So since we do not have the names of the murderers, of the Apache helicopter murderers, they won't say, we got their voices. We see from their perspective how they killed a bunch of innocent people. Now, apparently, the same day that WikiLeaks had released the video, the United States Central Command had released a collection of documents, including 2 investigative reports. So the U.S. government, the U.S. Central Command, has investigated these murderers. And I guess they found out that these murderers, had to have murdered. They had to do what they did. Those 2 kids need to be injured. Those 2 journalists need to get killed. Those 9 Iraqis, those people who gave a shit about other people. Somebody got hit, and then other people went to go help them, and then they killed them too. July 12, 2007 in Baghdad. So we're going to extradite Julian Assange, motherfucking goddamn 14 years later. Killing the messenger. All he did was tell the world what the fuck happened. You cannot fucking argue with the goddamn videotape. What you can argue with is that the murderers who, murdered on videotape, they captured their murderers. They're fucking shitty about it. Look at them dead bastards. Good shooting, partner. The guy was antsy, couldn't wait to fucking shoot. Come on, give me the authority. Give me the authority. All right, you got the authority. Woohoo! Here we go, boys. And then the people that were good, the soldiers that actually had a heartbeat, that gave a shit about the children, was going to get ostracized and lambasted. And I guess you're not a good soldier, right? I guess you're just supposed to watch your friends commit a My Lai massacre, and you're just supposed to shrug your goddamn shoulders and not give a flying fuck. So we know that the United States government has the names of these helicopter pilots. We know that the U.S. government has the name of these helicopter pilots, and we know that this Ralph Kauzlarich, this Ralph Kauzlarich was the commander on the collateral murder damage, or the collateral. So, yeah, he wants the parents of Pat Tillman to let go. Hey, your son signed up for the military, got his head blown off. That's just how, that's how the cookie crumbles, right? That's just how shit works. That's just how the world works. Ralph Kauzlarich. So what I want to do is open this conversation up. Since we don't know who the murderers were, we do know who the commander was. And the commander is this Ralph Kauzlarich. So Ralph Kauzlarich, Kauzlarich. So Ralph, right? We need to talk to Commander Ralph. Hey, Commander Ralph. Commander Ralph needs to go to trial. Commander Ralph, not only did he, was he tone-deaf fucking psychopath when it came to Pat Tillman's death. And you heard some of that speech. He's just talking about how the, thing just exploded and the person got it, blew out of the thing and then he was injured and shit. It's, you're, in losing battles in a losing war, and what the fuck? You're killing innocent people and shit, motherfucker. So why did you do that? Why were you headed over an outfit of those military Apache commanders, Colonel Ralph? How come you were there? How come you were there ordering or covering up their fucking shit? How come we don't know who those military Apache helicopters? How come we haven't got any justice? How come we're not talking about the entire collateral damage video? Motherfuckers go over there. Was that what we were doing? Just killing any and every Iraqi? Because I thought we were there to win hearts and minds and give them freedom and democracy and shit. How the fuck is killing their journalists and their children? How the hell is that going to help anybody? So Ralph Kauzlarich, huh? So Kauzlarich. So this Kauzlarich, he was headed that military Apache. So he needs to go to trial. We're going to sit there and try Julian Assange. He needs to go to fucking trial. What about what the fuck he did? What he did caused bloodshed. What he did caused innocent people to die. And now we're going to have a slow-moving assassination on Julian Assange because of what this piece of shit did? And that's just one goddamn crime that Julian Assange pointed out. So how many other fucking crimes are happening? And everybody's covering this shit up. And then we're all supposed to pretend that when, bad shit happens that we didn't bring it upon ourselves. I bet you, going around killing journalists and children isn't going to win the hearts and minds of the Iraqi people. Bringing them freedom and democracy. Is that what freedom and democracy looks like? I bet you they'll hate freedom and democracy from... Nah, it's bullshit. A lot of people here don't even give a shit about freedom and democracy, let alone giving it to another country. So I want to expand this conversation. I want to talk about the Apache helicopter murderers. What Julian Assange did was provide the truth, and it might have been embarrassing. What Ralph Kauzlarich did, the outfit he oversaw, saw the deaths of innocent people. 9 Iraqis, too. So we talk about the 2 journalists and the 2 children who were wounded, but 9 Iraqis were murdered. 9 good Iraqis who ran out to say, "Are you okay? We are going to, grab your dying, suffering body and take it off the street so maybe you got a chance to live." And then they all got shot and killed. So we're going to have a trial of Julian Assange. We need Ralph Kauzlarich to go there. Where the fuck is he? Is he behind in prison? Are we going to see? He's probably running about doing, and I guarantee so he could just go testify. Let's hear what Ralph has got to say. I'm going to sit there and extradite, spend fucking billions and millions of dollars on somebody that told us the truth. It's about goddamn time somebody told the American people the motherfucking truth. So, yeah, and hopefully we can find out who those Apache, helicopter pilots were. Let's put them motherfuckers on trial. What the fuck? Was that the mission? The mission was to go over there? No, that was not the fucking mission. And so it's just, that's the Nazis. That's the Nazis. If I'm running around with the police and one of the police officers commits a crime, you're not my buddy no more, or you got to go through the criminal justice system. You just committed a crime and then everybody's going to turn their back and bury it and no charges are going to be fucking filed? No. I'm not running with you no more, motherfucker. You're going around committing crimes against people, you piece of shit. You criminal motherfucker. You wicked rat bastard. So, yeah, if we're going to talk about Julian Assange, we need to mention Ralph Kauzlarich in the same sentence, and we should find out who those military Apache helicopter killers are and put them bastards on trial. And they better show up. Because I'm sure it's real tough when you're a murdering criminal piece of shit to have, your work broadcasted to the world. I bet you that, imagine the feelings. I bet you their feelings were hurt. So let's hear about, all the pain and suffering that Julian Assange has brought upon Ralph Kauzlarich and those military Apache helicopter pilots that we don't even fucking know. They're murderers. They're killers. They couldn't wait to murder innocent people. They accomplished it. The good Samaritans, the ones that were helping others, the ones who were clearly not armed. One person had a camera. One person had a fucking camera. So you shot a crowd of people, and a crowd of unarmed people? Yeah, fucking good job. And then you covered up that fucking crime? If you're an Iraqi person, do you believe anything that the Americans say to you? All that torture in Abu Ghraib and shit? A 1 million, Iraqi death toll? And we're there for freedom and democracy, right? We're there to help the Iraqi people because we're such a kind and compassionate people. We're kind and compassionate. That's why our prison systems are, the most draconian in the world? What about healthcare? Oh, we don't even give a fuck about the health of our own people, and we're the ones entrusted. passing out democracy and freedom to the world. And this is just one fucking crime, so no fucking telling what the fuck are we doing around the goddamned world? And they're not telling us, we don't even know how many military bases we have around the world or what countries, we're doing what the fuck in. We don't even know. So, anyways, this is to expand the conversation. Ralph Kauzlarich needs to be mentioned synonymously with Julian Assange.